Rabbi Manis Friedman. Hello, thank God it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, and as I said to my listeners, every Tuesday I say the same thing. I open up my eyes and I say, thank God it's Tuesday. We'll have an opportunity to speak with you, to get your wisdom, to get your insights into everything that is happening. And today is the last show of 2025. And we always, it's already a tradition for many years that we kind of tally up what has taken place, the most important events that we should learn from, because, just recapping history is useless. But to see what happened in the year 2025 that has shaped the world mainly. And of course, after we do that, we would like to hear your insights into what you think 2026 will be like. So let's start with what do you think has shaped the world more than anything? Which events in the year 2026?
Mostly events that were not reported because they don't report the real stuff. They only report the secondary, the insignificant, and the negative. The good stuff is, I don't know if you heard about this, but President Trump has a spiritual advisor. It was pretty common. Most presidents had somebody. But Trump moved the group, the spiritual advisor group, into the White House. In other words, they are a daily influence, constant influence. Now, they're mostly Christian, but those who are on the inside know that all they want is for Jews to be the leaders. And they're frustrated that Jews don't take leadership in matters of faith. That's a long-standing prophecy that the descendants of Esav, who are basically his grandson Rome, which is Christianity, the prophecy is that before the coming of Mashiach, the descendants of Esav will come to the Jewish people and say, please lead, because you're the firstborn. Remember, there was a big fight between Yaakov and Esav as to who is the firstborn? Well, 4,000 years later, and nothing has changed, but 4,000 years later, the descendants of Esav will say, yes, you are the firstborn, so lead and we will follow. Exactly what's happening in the White House.
Rabbi Friedman, I never doubt anything you say, but how do we know this? How do we know what's going on in the White House behind closed doors?
Well, first of all, it's not closed doors. It's open for anyone to walk in, but nobody reports it, as if it's insignificant. Yeah, fine, so he moved his advisor into the White House. So what? I always wondered, the Medrash makes statements and leaves it so vague. The descendants of Esav will come. What? All of them? All 2 billion of them? What? The descendants of Esav. Who? Some guy in Kansas? Now it makes sense. Those who are sitting in the White House, who have influence. Okay. It all comes together. So this is the challenge facing us as a Jewish people, as the light to the nations, as the chosen people, the people of the book. It's all true. And now it's time to act on it. The world is inviting us to act on it.
Rabbi Friedman, do we know who these advisors are? I mean, do you know?
I was told the name. It's a woman who leads the group. I don't have a good memory for names. But she's been around like for 30 years with Trump. Nobody reports it. Remember there was a big scandal as to who Obama's spiritual advisor was?
Sort of.
Not good news.
Mm-hmm. And we know that those who are spiritual advisors in the White House now are
Much better.
better.
But how come nobody talks about it? Because they're better. If it was worse, they would talk about it. But it's better, so it's not news. It's such a strange mentality.
Does he have any Jewish spiritual advisors?
I'm afraid not.
I'm afraid to ask why not. If they want us to lead, why don't they bring us closer to where it's all happening?
They don't see a candidate.
They're blind.
They really don't. They know Shmuley Boteach. He's America's rabbi. Doesn't fit the bill. So, yeah, they don't have names or addresses, but something about the Jewish people.
Rabbi Friedman,
Most probably coming out of Israel. It would make sense.
yeah. Rabbi Friedman, what is really, really worrisome is that there is this really big spark. Spark is very much understatement. There's a flare against Jewish people from the Christian perspective. That's what's out there. I'm not saying that the majority of the people think and feel what the influencers, a handful of influencers, are putting out there, yet it's happening. And they have big followings. We're talking about millions and millions of people. And they're being told the same old lies that have been told through the ages about Jewish people. I mean, nonsensical kind of thing that we have disputed always, but yet it's happening there. So the based on what we've been just talking about, that if the White House has no Jewish advisors, and the popular opinion right now is that, Jews are at fault, Jews are sinners, Jews are, I don't want to repeat anything that's being said out there. It's nonsensical and it's unfortunate. But if that is the attitudes right now, how can we get along? And how can we get along without having any representation in the White House?
Well, in a sense, this is even better than representation. When they want the Jews to lead, it's much better than a Jew trying to push his way up in the ranks. So it really is good news.
I'm going to be silly and still ask, like, how is it possible? They want the Jews to lead, so how is that going to take place? I mean, what kind of scenarios are we looking at?
Well, I think the first thing is they have to convince Jewish leaders to be leaders. We haven't played that role for at least 2,000 years. We've gotten a little rusty on that. So we need encouragement. And also, you wonder, the prophecy says that the non-Jews will come to the Jewish people and say, Beis Yaakov, lead the way and we will follow. Now, are they never going to stop telling us what to do? Now they're demanding that. First they tell you to wear a yellow star or convert or leave Spain. Now they're telling us, be teachers. But that's good news, not bad news. The desperation is no other word. The desperation that good people feel for more goodness and for legitimate goodness, not the fake stuff. That's better than having a Jewish representative. When Judaism becomes necessary, that's much better than having one guy trying to influence people.
You don't think we should worry about what's taking place in America right now amongst the, let's still say influencers, the ones that are trying to raise this anti-Israel, anti-Jewish...
or anti, just anti
just
everything.
Just this anti.
You heard this new law that New York has passed? You cannot sell a building or a piece of property without first offering it to the government. Sounds familiar?
Yeah.
Brings back bad memories.
Yeah. Is it passed or just for now a conversation piece?
They passed it.
They passed it. And the new administration has not even taken place yet. How's that happening?
Don't know. But there's a lot of backlash. I mean, this is like ridiculous. You no longer own your own property in New York. Nah. It's going to blow up in a very nice way. Look, there are a number of things that we need to consider. Number one, this is nothing new. How many times have we gone through this? This country, that country, and this part of history, that part of history. We're in exile. In exile, terrible things happen. We've been in exile for 2,000 years. In these 2,000 years, terrible things have happened. That feeling, this we can't handle. This is already too much. It's not too much. It's the same old stuff. We've handled it before. We'll handle it. We'll survive it. Don't make a panic when there's really no need. The Rebbe said to somebody, even about the Holocaust, it's not the first time. It's on a bigger scale because technology has improved and bombs are bigger, but the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash wasn't a horrible Holocaust. And then the second Beis Hamikdash, it was a Holocaust. No one was safe. They were still riding on horses. not flying airplanes, so it wasn't as effective, as efficient, I meant to. But what? We've never had the world turn on us before. So don't make it something new. We're veterans in this. So you can't scare us with that. It's like, oh, you're having another tantrum? The world is having another tantrum? You mean you haven't grown up yet? You're still having tantrums like a baby? We have to look at the world with compassion. They have no idea what they're doing. The world is so troubled, dangerously troubled. We're in trouble? We are not in trouble. We've been here. We will survive this. Don't worry about the Jewish people. It's the rest of the world that's really, really in trouble. They'll either destroy each other or destroy themselves, but it's totally, totally unhealthy. So we know what suffering means. You can't scare us anymore. And the fear and the panic is sometimes worse than the event itself. Secondly, no guilt. To think that we are suffering because we're guilty is such a horrible idea. And yet, people who should know better keep harping on that same theme. We have to do tshuva, we are sinning, we're being punished. So we're reading in the Torah these weeks about the reunion between Joseph and his brothers. It's such a powerful story. They feel guilty. As a result, they're assuming two things: that they're suffering all this abuse by the viceroy of Egypt, anti-Semitism. Everybody else comes down to Egypt, buys food, and goes home. But the Jews come down, now, you're spies, you're out to kill us, you're plotting something. Nothing new. So they're thinking we're being punished. When they discover that it's Yosef, then they assume, oh, and now we're going to be punished. He's going to take revenge. What is the point of the story? Point of the story is they weren't suffering. Joseph was playing a game with them. So there was no suffering. So what was the guilt about? Oh, this suffering is coming because of our sins. You weren't suffering. Joseph was building up to revealing himself who he was, making sure that you're willing to be reconciled. So nothing bad is happening at all. Secondly, you're expecting Joseph to take revenge? For what? For life? God runs the world. Why would Joseph be taking revenge for God running the world? Which is what he says to them. He says, you haven't learned your lesson? You didn't sell me into slavery. What do you think, you're God? God did it for the good reason of saving all these lives from the famine, for giving you and our father a safe place to live. Best years of Yaakov's life, 15 years in Egypt under Joseph. So we're so used to this. We should have the wisdom. Yeah, the world is screaming. The world thinks they're running the world. They think they're making decisions. They think they know what they're saying. It's all nuttish. It's all childish. God is running the world. And where do you think he's running it? Not down, he's running it up. But because we think we have some control over events, we're looking to blame this one and that one. And the one we blame takes full credit because that makes him feel powerful. Yes, he's running the world. Yes, he's going to change everything. No one is doing anything. God runs the world. The only thing that we have any say over or any control over is our own good intentions. Joseph says this to his brothers. You had bad intentions. That's all you can do. Other than that, God runs the world. So work on your intentions, but don't think that you're changing destiny. You're not. The example of a ship that is moving in one direction, and the people on the deck of the ship are walking in the opposite direction. So the ship is moving towards Jerusalem, towards Mashiach. People on the ship are walking in the opposite direction. So what? So what? So they think they're going in the other direction. They're not. So play your little games, but you're on a ship that is going towards Mashiach. Don't convince yourselves that you're the captain. You're not the captain. You're just fablonget.
So, Rabbi Friedman, you're saying that no events that took place this year, and this year was very eventful. It was full of stuff. None of it shaped us. None of it changed us. None of it made us different.
Yes. The confusion and the instability and the constant surprises made us a little more mature. We can look at the world with a little more calm wisdom. The world is going nuts.
Completely.
What can we do to help? Not we're in trouble. The world is in trouble. What can we do to help? That should be the default position of a people who are 4,000 years old, have seen it all, we've gone through it all, we've outlasted them all. Where is our maturity? The world, in very concrete terms, the world is missing a father and a grandfather.
What about a mother and a grandmother?
We're orphans. The world has been orphaned. No one is giving direction. No one is correcting their mistakes. No one is taking care of them. And they're like children playing with fire. We're supposed to be the Zadis of the world. We're old enough. How much older are we than the United States? Old enough to be their father. Great-grandfather. Why are we not filling that role? Now, the good news is we don't have to force ourselves. They're begging. The world is begging us to be the grandfather because they have no other solutions left. They've tried everything. Education failed, religion failed, politics failed, money failed, technology failed.
Rabbi Friedman, what are you hearing that the rest of us are not? Because all we're hearing is everything is failing and it's your fault.
Right. But that is such an old song that we've heard so many times. When the world fails, it blames the Jews. There's a message in that too. In some way, it is our fault. Not because of what we did, but because of what we are not doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a policeman standing by watching a crime. Policeman didn't do anything wrong. It's what you didn't do that's wrong. You're the policeman. Stop the crime. You're the teacher. Teach. You're the influencer. So influence. That's what the world is saying.
That message is so unclear. I gotta be honest. how can we get a clear message from the world in order to reciprocate? Because I don't think people are hearing it. I don't think the Jews are hearing it.
They're not. They're not. But they will. You know, we know a little bit about psychology. When a child says to his mother, "I hate you, you're not my mommy," what is he saying?
I love you. Pay more attention to me.
I need you. Don't forget me. It's so loud and clear. Like, why, if I'm not your mommy, why are you angry at me? You're not my mommy. Okay, fine. Good. We've settled that. Let's go about our business. You go your way, I'll go my way. I'm not your mother. Oh, but you are my mother. And I am dependent on you. So the louder they scream, the more desperate they are for our service. Whatever our service is supposed to be. Look, I think it's very, very clear to non-Jews. If Jews are not running the world, we're in trouble.
Hopefully. Rabbi Friedman, I don't want to run out of time to speak about what you think 2026 will be like for the Jews, for the world, for everybody. What do you think we can be looking forward to?
A lot of good news. A lot of good news. As bad as it's looking, that's how good it's going to become. It's looking extremely dismal. It's going to become extremely good. Because when desperate people finally get their act together, they do it with a passion. There will be a passion for goodness, be a passion for godliness. It's inevitable. So why not this year? Yeah, we all believe it's going to happen, but who knows when? Why? Tomorrow. Why not? We're afraid to get our hopes up. That's childish. Get your hopes up and do something about it. War is annoying. That's all it is. I mean, it's also deadly, but but to the world, every war is just a
disruption.
There's no glory in it. There's no winner. There's no loser. It's just look at what's going on. Who's going to win which war? Nobody wins. because there is nothing to win. Everybody has everything they need. What are you fighting over? So it's just annoying. It's like you buy your children a beautiful new game and all they do is fight over it. You got the game, play it. So the world will mature, but not without our help. Judaism is the secret solution. And it can't be kept secret. People don't want it to be a secret. So God will prevail is, I think, the answer. In Israel, everyone is turning to God. It's not a temporary reaction to October 7th. It's building and it's getting better and better and better. I just saw a clip of people welcoming the Shabbos out in a field someplace in Israel with guitars and with drums and on a beach probably, right? And girls dancing to the traditional Shabbos songs with a new tune. Huh? But they're dancing in bikinis. And they're getting really excited about the song and the Shabbat, and it's coming. And the bikinis will go. Shabbat will stay. So everybody, even bikinis dancing on a beach, are getting into Shabbat. It's real. It's real. I can imagine other famous stories of the Barditchever who always found something positive to say about. Yeah. So I can imagine some people saying, they shouldn't get dressed first. You can't talk about Shabbat like that. Or the Barditchever saying, look at this. You forgot to get dressed, but you didn't forget that it's Shabbos. It's really so. In Israel, for sure, God is becoming the God of Israel. The rest of the world, God is becoming the God of the earth. He's too long. He's been the God of heaven.
Rabbi Friedman, and you don't think this age-old problem, the Old Testament and the New Testament and the disagreements about it, is going to keep on going for a long time because it seems to be the new topic again?
It's over. Excuse me. It's over. People of the New Testament want the people of the Old Testament to lead the way. So what's there's no point in debating it anymore. I mean, who promoted the New Testament more than Charlie Kirk? But what did he do? He kept Shabbos. Not on Sunday.
I have to say he influenced a lot of Jews to do that too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was inspirational to Jews and Christians both. So amazing. I mean, realistically, all we want is to be able to be well together, be good together. We're sharing the same world. Just have different different directions, not directions, different things that we're responsible for. So, but everything else is this. We're sharing the same place and the same God.
It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
whatever that means. I hate that expression. But it's not rocket science. The New Testament has brought as much damage as it did good. I mean, how do you deny that? I mean, what are you, blind? So the people of the New Testament know that you need to live by the Old Testament. What's the question? I mean, if we have to discuss it, then it's not worth bothering. So they've come to that conclusion. They're ready to hear from us. We have to get over our 2,000-year-old fear of the camera and fear of the microphone, like you are.
Took some doing, just like it did for you, Rabbi Friedman. I know your story. It took overcoming to speak publicly, which is something we want for everybody to happen. Rabbi Friedman, unfortunately, we're running out of time, which is never a happy moment when it comes to speaking with you. And I was just wondering if there's anything that you want to leave our listeners and our viewers with, to look forward to, or to take on, or to anything. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well, today's a fast day on the Jewish calendar. And I heard a very interesting point somebody made. The observant Jewish community doesn't get very excited about Remembrance Holocaust Memorial Day. Because if we're going to have a Memorial Day for every time we suffered a tragedy, we would get severely depressed. Oh, this is when we got thrown out of that country, and this is when we got thrown out of the other country, and this is when we were tortured, and this is when we were invaded. And we don't do that. We don't do that. We have a brilliant strategy. One day of the year will make you so miserable. The 9th of Av. Pile on the misery. Be as depressed as you want. The worst day on our calendar. And what are we grieving? Everything. Every pain we ever suffered, we cry about on Tisha B'Av. Because it's all one, it's not many wars, it's one unending war. Exile. Until Mashiach comes, we have one big pain. One, not hundreds, which keeps fading and then rising again, sometimes really bad, sometimes not so bad. It's just the same thing over and over and over. So we have one day out of the year in which we can grieve and mourn and kvetch and cry and be miserable. The rest of the time, not a mention. It's so brilliant. Oh, what happened October 7th, really depressing. Wait for Tisha B'Av. It's like you have a garbage can where you put your emotional baggage, like you throw it into. There is this treatment, a process where you actually have a receptacle, and when you're in a really bad mood, you throw it in the garbage. That's our Tisha B'Av. We don't commemorate tragedy. We've got one day for it, and the rest of the year, we are thrilled to be serving God in whatever job God gives us. That's why we're still here, and the others are gone.
Rabbi Friedman, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder Thank you for the reminder for everybody that we're here to be happy and we're here with a purpose. And as long as we keep that focus, we'll be fine. Everybody, this is a message for everybody, not just for the Jewish people. This is a message for absolutely every person who is breathing on this earth. So, Rabbi Friedman, thank you so much. Thank you for the energy, for the wisdom, for the positivity, optimism, good news, insights that we don't get from regular news, and for everything that you do for everybody daily. For everything that you do for everybody daily. Thank you so, so much.
Only good news.
Amen. Amen. Only the best. Till we see each other next year, next calendar year. Looking forward to it very, very much. Hopefully to share a lot of good news and positivity. Thank you so, so
Yeah.
much.
If the year starts off positive, it helps make the whole year positive.
God willing.
Get off on the right foot. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much.